Hey guys, Chris here with OmniMetrix and welcome back to the channel. Very excited to bring you today's video as I will be walking you through our all-new OMNIPRO commercial generator monitor. Now, this next generation generator monitor will be replacing the TrueGuard PRO and offers a slew of new features and capabilities that will really enhance your monitoring experience in a much smaller footprint. In this video, I'll not only be going over the unboxing, but I'll be going over those new features that you find in our new OMNIPRO. So, as I mentioned, this will be replacing the TrueGuard PRO in our lineup and has been completely redesigned by our engineering team. The idea was to have a future-proof product that offers the most self-serve functionality, and from a technician standpoint, making the installs and troubleshooting a whole lot easier and similar as our Omni residential monitor as well. Much like the Omni, our team took a lot of feedback from our customers and our dealers and really focused on adding those new features that will provide the most value to you. So, to start, the OMNIPRO features our all-new OCOM platform. This is the same platform that you can find in our Omni residential monitor. So what does that mean to you? It means added cybersecurity, which we have certification coming for very soon. It means increased RAM and flash memory, faster processing speeds. It also supports 0 to 33 VDC, whereas the TrueGuard PRO previously only had a range of 9 to 30 VDC, as well as an expanded analog range larger than the TrueGuard PRO. The OMNIPRO also does feature Bluetooth capability, which will allow for even more enhancements down the road. All of these new features are within the same footprint that you will find in the Omni. So the packaging is about half the size as the TrueGuard PRO and allows for a lot more flexibility when mounting. And again, if you have to go to the site, a lot more access to the monitor, and the modular cables make it easier for troubleshooting, swapping, and everything in between. So, when you open the box, it will be in the same box that you found the Omni, and if you're familiar with our legacy residential monitor, the TrueGuard 2, it's the same box that you'll find there. All the cables that you need will be underneath when you open it up. And when you open it up, before you do, if you need to know your unit ID, it will be on the front of the box here underneath the type of monitor it is, as well as on the top of the unit, as I'll show you. So you'll open it up. First thing you'll see is the OMNIPRO monitor. The way that you can tell the difference between an Omni, OMNIPRO, or even a TrueGuard 2 is it will actually have the OMNIPRO logo above the phone number and below the unit ID. That is another place to find the unit ID, is it will be on the front of the monitor here, right under the OmniMetrix logo. On the top of the box, you also have two QR codes. One is for our terms and conditions. It'll take you to that on our website. The other, and very important, it will take you to our installation guides. So no matter what generator or control panel you're working with, there'll be an installation guide linked there, and you can just scan it with your phone or mobile device, and it'll take you directly to that page and a PDF on our website. So when we pull it out, I'll show you the back as well. Notice, as I mentioned, the much smaller footprint only needs the 2 magnetic feet, where you would find 4 on the TrueGuard PRO, but they are very strong and hold it in place very well. And on the bottom, another way for you to actually tell the difference between the Omni and OMNIPRO and the TrueGuard 2 as well is they used to have the frosted glass on the TrueGuard 2, as well as on the Omni, you don't have the additional analog import or the RS485 import, it's just the Omni logo. So on the Pro, you will actually have the 5 ports. You'll have your power, your RS232, the RS485, and again, as I mentioned, the additional RS485 and analog input to make it easier to add accessories or anything like that. You have your cellular connection as well as your GPS connection. The OMNIPRO does have GPS capability, so if you have your own antenna or you need to order one from us, you can get GPS capabilities on the OMNIPRO as well. And I will actually show you what the antenna looks like in this box should you want to go with that option. On the bottom, you'll find the same LEDs that you'll find on the Omni. Again, thinking from the technician standpoint of making it easier, you have your status, your COM, your relay, your analog, and your net GPS. The LED lighting sequence, both from startups and for troubleshooting, are the same as the Omni, and they are listed on our website either on the Omni or the OmniPro page. But it will allow you to troubleshoot based on what color the actual LED is. Previously on the TG2 and even on the TG Pro, there wasn't really an organized lighting sequence, but we've made them uniform for both, again, to make it easier on you guys and have access to that on the website. You also have your check-in and reset, which makes it easier if you need to swap the unit or just restart the unit. You don't have to unplug it, dismantle. You can simply just hold the check-in reset button. It'll reset the unit for you. Again, the modular cables as well make swapping, upgrading, all of that a whole lot easier, where you can just plug in the cables and match it up to the colors. And you also do have a USB-C connection for any additional add-ons that you want, upgrades that you want, things in the future that we may add. So again, sticking with that future-proof theme, that's really what we wanted to do with this product. Now, underneath, you'll find a couple other pieces in the box. You will have a unit activation guide in here. It has a QR code that will take you to a video that shows you how to actually activate the unit yourself. Long gone are the days of having to do the pre-install process, call in tech support, and activate it the long way. You can go ahead and scan the QR code once you receive your unit, fill out all the information there. It'll transfer it to the Edit Monitor page as well. And then once you are ready to go, you can install the unit on site and just click Activate when you're ready to go, and it'll start monitoring and start the billing process for you. So, underneath, as I mentioned, this specific one has our antenna accessory that you can order on top of the OmniPro should you want the GPS capability, but that's in here. As well as I mentioned, all the cables that you need. The modular cables are color-coded, so on the bottom next to the plug, it will have the color that it coincides with. So notice I have the blue for the RS485, and I can just plug it in, and it's very simple, as I mentioned, to just disconnect should you need to swap cables, should you need to use it on a different control panel, if you want to add accessories. It's a whole lot easier than having to actually hardwire everything. But again, you have your power cable, blue, green, and then your white and red for the end as well. So now that we've gone through the unboxing, let's zoom in and take a closer look at the OmniPro. So now that we have the OmniPro up close, let me walk you through the bottom in a little more detail. You have your power input, your RS232, your 4 hardwire relay RS485, and then, like I mentioned, on the OmniPro, you get a second 4 hardwire relay RS485 as well as an analog input. This will really help for any type of accessories should you need things like a fuel gauge, anything like that. It really helps to expand the capabilities of the OmniPro. As I mentioned before, these are also color-coded. So again, the ends of the cables match with the actual port it should go to. This really makes installs, swaps, and everything in between much easier to do. So no matter what it is, the modular wiring allows you to fix or upgrade in the field and matches the OmniPro, so it's a lot less that you have to deal with when it comes to swapping cables, loading new software, etc. Another thing with the OCOM platform is inside you do have an LX7 dual-core processor. It's much faster, but it also has secure boot, which means nobody can put their code on the unit. It's just going to be OmniMetrix code. The data on the unit and over the air is also encrypted. So we really focused on that cybersecurity aspect of this all-new redesign. Now, you will still have up to 1,000 alarms and parameters, including battery voltage, fuel level, coolant status, mixed alarms, and much more. You will also have the same functionality when it comes to remote start-stop. You can also see the LEDs on the bottoms, like I mentioned, they're the same as the Omni. the reset check-in button, and there is the USB-C here right next to the GPS plugin. This product really had the focus on building on the great things that we did with the TrueGuard PRO and making them better and putting them in this smaller footprint. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug a OMNI up and show you the LED lighting sequence. As I mentioned, the OMNI and OMNIPRO startup sequences and troubleshoot sequences, they do match, again, just to make it a whole lot easier on you guys. So let's fire up an OMNI and I will show you what the LEDs actually do. So when you get your OMNIPRO, you'll have access to that as well as the key for what each of the LEDs and the lighting sequences mean. First things first, you will need to actually plug in the unit, but before I do that, let me say that we will also have a key that shows what each LED means from a color standpoint and the flashing sequences. So you'll be able to refer back to that on our website, so that way if you don't see something in this video that's happening to your unit, you can probably still diagnose it yourself, but just want to show you kind of the main startup functions. So with that being said, let's plug in the unit. You'll notice I don't have the other two ports plugged in. That's just so you can see the LEDs as they start up. But once the unit's powered on, you'll see the clear LEDs start to flash in this sequence, and then they will turn to the yellow default that you see here. Now, that is the default color, just the solid yellow for each specific LED. But once the unit starts looking for the cell tower, the nearest one, you'll see this blue rapid flashing on the network GPS. Once it connects to the nearest cell tower, you will actually see that flashing cut in half, and that just means that the unit is communicating with our servers. Once that connection happens, you will start to see the lights change color based on if the data was successfully received and if the unit is successfully connected. In this example, you'll see that the COM is now green, meaning the data is coming through properly. The relay's green, and you do still have the yellow analog input. Now, that is because we don't have anything connected, which means the status is going to default to yellow. This does not necessarily mean that something is wrong. It could just mean, again, that we don't have anything on the analog input for you. But you'll see the rest of the LEDs have held solid green, so everything is good to go. Now, what we'll do here is show you if there is that analog connection and everything looks good all together. So just simply hold the reset check-in button for 5 seconds. It'll clear the lights and restart the unit. You will start to see the light up sequence just like this, the clear flashing, it'll go solid, and then you will see the yellow default lights turn on. Again, once you see this happen, it'll start looking for the nearest cellular tower. You'll see the network GPS flashing blue. Once it finds that nearest cell tower, it'll slow down and flash a little bit slower, and then start talking to our system and making sure all the data is coming in. So with this, as I mentioned, it's talking to our servers. You'll see the relay turn green here in just a second, as well as the COM, meaning that everything is being transferred properly and the unit is functioning properly. And once it's connected, you will actually see all the lights go green. Now, each LED does have a different meaning for different colors, and like I said, that's all in that key. The yellow is the default, green means everything is good. If you do see any red or any flashing, that may not be good. So what we will do is do the next scenario if you see a red flashing and kind of what that means in this scenario. So we reset the unit. Going through the lighting sequence, again, it'll have the yellow default one more time, and then you'll slowly start seeing it talking to the tower. Now with this situation, this is going to be if the data is not being transferred properly or the systems aren't talking to each other. So what you will see happen is the communication light will start flashing red. That'll trigger a red status, and that will let you know that something is not correct. The easiest way to fix this is to try to reset the unit again, pressing the reset check-in or unplugging it. If that doesn't work after you reset it, just simply call our tech support team, number 770-209-0012, option 2, and they can help diagnose the unit for you and figure out your problem so you can get it online as soon as possible. But again, this is just another way for you to properly diagnose the unit without having to go to many different places, contact our tech support all the time, and really enhances that self-serve functionality. So that's the OMNIPRO. Should you have any questions or concerns, you can give us a call at 770-209-0012 and we'll put you in touch with your regional sales manager. Or if you need tech support, just hit option 2 and we can put you in touch with them directly. Now, as I like to end all of these videos, on behalf of all of us here at OmniMetrix, I want to thank you for your support and partnership, and we'll see you next time.